actually changed the light bulb and once commented on how the light bulb is an incandescent beacon of freedom, beauty, and hope being drunk towards another world of cosmic nothingness.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's all. So that's the joke that actually made me want to try to figure out. It also got me thinking about who I was as a human. I've had several women with whom I've had relationships with, in the course of my life that have said, "You're too deep. You're so deep it hurts."
Excuse me, sorry, dude.
I thought they were referring to the scope of my intellect and my capacity for abstract thought. As it turns out, I have a large cock. Obligatory big joke all the way. No, actually, since I did that. I knew a couple of you were actually checking on it. So I told you guys I was going to tell you something about my ex. Her name was Brianna, and I met her when I was about 17. I was a sophomore in high school, and at the time she was a senior in college. I was a very ambitious porn dog, and I looked at her. Brianna, via her own admission, said that she left home young because she came from an abusive family. But because of her GPA, she had gotten a partial scholarship to the University of Georgia, and she was working her way towards the rest of the tuition, working as a dominatrix. But Brianna was a free spirit. She was incredibly creative, and she did everything her own way. Except she was in her last semester at the University of Georgia with a double major in philosophy and abnormal psychology. And she was paying her way, like I said, as a dominatrix, and she was doing it her own way. So she would have these rich, affluent, well-to-do white guys from all around Georgia and the surrounding area. They would come to her and they'd be like, "I want you to make me hurt. Cause me pain. Hurt me. And of course, she was a creative, free spirit, and she had to do it her own way. So she would strip them down naked. She would chain them to the wall, hands and feet, ball gag in the mouth, blind over the eye, blindfold them. She would take their watch, their wallet, their credit card, and all their cash. And just before she walked out the door, slamming it shut behind her, she'd look back at them and say, "Think about what you're doing with your life." Which is good advice. We should all think about what we're doing with our life. Is there any Walking Dead fans in the bar? Make some noise. Loud noise. Like you like sex. Come on. Tried that, it didn't work. No, I like The Walking Dead, but primarily because it reminds us all about the inevitability of humanity's downfall in the upcoming zombie apocalypse. It's coming, right? And maybe not so much now as it was a few years back. You guys remember back in 2012 how it was? It literally seemed like the zombie apocalypse was upon us. You guys recollect? Primarily because of the appearance of an exotic drug called bath salt. You all familiar?
Yes.
I know you won't admit it, but there were all kinds of strange things that happened, right? And the most notable case was the guy, Rudy Eugene, first generation Haitian American, who parked his car at the corner of McCarthy Boulevard, right? His Mazda got out of his car and he started stripping. He started getting naked, and walking down McCarthy Boulevard, heading towards the Causeway. The guy was known as the Causeway Cannibal. You guys remember? Or the Miami Zombie? You guys remember? Yeah. So he starts stripping naked and walking down McCarthy Boulevard towards his overpass, where he approached this transient, right? A 65-year-old guy whose last name was Poppins, who had been missing in action for several years as far as his family was concerned, right? He approached him and said that we're all gonna die and you stole my Bible, in the nude, completely naked, and then without predication, without being provoked, he pummeled this guy and proceeded to eat off 60% of his face. Y'all remember? Right? So, that's exciting news, right? So,
It's a harbinger of the apocalypse.
I like to think that, in spite of the fact that, the drugs were kicking or whatever, the Miami PD showed up on the scenes about 25 minutes later. At this point, most of Papa's face was gone. And they approached Rudy and they said, stop it. He looks up with the guy's right ear in his mouth and proceeds to continue eating his face. At that point, one of the officers lets off 3 rounds. Now, has anyone ever been in a car accident or had really, really bad news delivered to you and there's that moment where everything is like slows down? I like to think that he looked up and for a split second he snapped out of it and he thought, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Right? I'll give that a second to resonate. And because I say things like this, I get up in public and I say things like this, oftentimes I get accused of being a nihilist, and perhaps more perplexing to me, an atheist. I'm not an atheist. Oh, I should clarify. I used to be an atheist, but I found that I didn't have anything to say during the middle of a blowjob.
Yeah.
He said blowjob.
Yeah.
Atheism just didn't convey the magnitude of the situation. Oh, random chance. Random chance. I thrive on moments of awkward silence. I really do. Okay, so the most perplexing thing about the whole bath salts phenomenon, and there were several other instances that summer of people who had consumed this stuff, right? Okay. Oh, and by the way, like the people, the coroners who did Eugene's autopsy, post-mortem, said that there were no drugs in the system other than THC, according to the autopsy. According to me, bullshit. I did a little bit of research, and it's a very exotic brand of drug that you metabolize so quickly that it doesn't show up if you happen to be dead and experiencing an autopsy or whatever. But the most perplexing thing about all of that to me is that people would actually be stupid enough to do a drug called bath salts. See, when I was young and being rebellious and taking drugs, we only did drugs with sensible names, like acid. And when I did acid, I never ever felt compelled to eat someone's face off. If they ask me, that's a tongue-in-cheek joke. It's not everyone's taste. You know what I like best about this whole like spree of jokes is that nobody wants to talk about cannibalism. it's part of like I'm a student of comedy and the things that piss people off. and cannibalism seems to be one of them, right? And the reason being is just something you don't bring up in polite conversation, but what if it was, right? You guys ever see that show on the Travel Channel, like with Andrew Dinner, Bizarre Foods? Makes you see it? Yeah? Yeah? Still breathing? The thing that pisses me off about the show, I mean, I enjoy it, but he's never ever discerning. You know? It doesn't matter what he's eating, he's like, I thought it was okay. And sooner than later, you know, because there's only so much landmass to cover, he's going to run out of bizarre foods to consume. So I have this the whole scenario in my head where he's like, hello, I'm Andrew Zimmer, and I'm in Papua New Guinea, where today I will eat a human being alive. Y'all know what inspired that joke? It was actually the backside of a Bazooka Joe rapper. Why don't cannibals like clowns? They taste fine. Yeah. But it got me thinking, like, what if you went through all the legal channels, right? And you dotted all your T's and you crossed all your I's, so that you could actually eat someone post-mortem. Just as a sort of social experiment, right? Like maybe you're a documentary filmmaker or something, and you want to get some guy to agree to say, yeah, you can eat me. Right? Right? And the thing is how interesting would you be as a dinner guest at that point? You know, there's buzz about your documentary, people have seen it, and you're like, hey, there's CJ. He ate a dude once. Just to make conversation. So, okay. Wait. Be quiet for a moment of silence. For all the sea monkeys that I inadvertently murdered as a child. I used to feel tremendously guilty about it, but now, whenever that feeling like comes upon me, I just masturbate. I feel better immediately. It's hard to be quiet on stage. Okay. Just tell you guys something about myself. As a result of my experiences with acid, one of the most interesting things about acid is that it tends to exacerbate or perpetuate any pre-existing character flaws or traits, pluses that you might have as an individual. So if you're an ass, it's going to make you more of an ass. And if you're creative, in all likelihood, it's going to make you more creative. Acid made me want to be an artist, but see, the problem is I have no artistic talent and no sense of spatial reasoning. You know, like I'd probably end up becoming I do sculpture. It'd be like a bent up clothes hanger stuck into a tampon, you know, with the title like prom date recollections. I should point out that these jokes they're kind of like my babies. So if you don't laugh at them, it's like you're killing them. And some of them are special. I do have real babies though. Actually, my oldest daughter, she's 10, and it seems as though she's trying to be like me from the onset. At one point when she was about 5, we thought, I don't even know where this came from. She came in to the living room, and I was there by myself, and she had this little panda, and she said, Daddy, this is my best friend. His name is Pandy Warhol. Think about that for about 15 minutes. She wants to be an artist, but she lacks any talent like that, right? No, she's still young. It's growing. But she did come to me and she's like, I'm going to approach the curator of the High Museum of Art. Thank you, Google. So she did. I want to do an exhibition of invisible art. I'm going to do an exhibition of invisible art. she said to me first, I can't see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I specialize in obscure references, so the addendum to that joke is piss on you, or so do shine. Laugh it out. It's really deep if you look into it. So, I've throughout my life tried to pursue artistic endeavors, primarily that revolve around comedy, right? And at one point I was involved in a sketch comedy group. Make sure everything's in place. A sketch comedy group. We would hold the weekends, and I did all the writing for this group, right? And I suffer from insomnia, so at one point I was up at like 2 in the morning, and I thought it'd be kind of cool if I could identify the racial characteristics of a box of crayons. Let it soak in. So I'm like the brown ones would obviously be black people. The yellow ones would be people, Mongoloids, or people of descent from Asia Minor, right? The blue ones are Las Vegas entertainers. And then all suddenly it washed over me like a ton of bricks. It was profound. You know your artistic endeavors have taken a weird fucking turn into Cuckoosville when you're up at 2 in the morning trying to be empathetic to a box of crayons. The irony is, I got a box of crayons because I carry them around as a reminder of the futility of most things I do. I have a box of crayons, and the irony is that most people we never plan for the awkward moments where you're like, shit, did I do what I thought I did? Most people okay, see, there was a split that was wrapped up in the exterior container of the crayon, and I was going to say, most people tend to think that the white crayon is the most useless crayon in the box. At which point, I was going to pull the tip off, light it up, and go, I disagree. You guys find any of this reasonably funny? Makes me laugh.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
All right. So I'm one of, like I said, I'm one of 3 comics that's going to attempt to, use a substantial amount of testicular fortitude to make you laugh this evening. And the next comic who's going to do so is none other than Papa Bear himself, Christian T. Bose. Oh my dude, are you wearing cargo shorts?
I am wearing cargo shorts.
And
sandals.
I was trying to think of something sarcastic to say, but nothing comes to mind. Well, give it up. Give it up. Make noise.
Yeah! Chris Fox!